Hello everyone, Cyber here, bringing you guys the next part of What If Deku Didn't Get Into UA. So I'm a little surprised that a whole lot of people so far, I guess liked this What If so far, but am happy that still few of you guys are passionate about this. This one didn't get as many views at the beginning as I thought it would. Kind of like our other what ifs, but I suppose this is a new concept of him. They didn't go to UA nor Chuketsu High, so it is a little different. I'll admit, but still. But yeah, we will see how far we go with this. We will have seasons, of course. This is still season 1, us setting up the characters and whatnot, and continuing to do so. But either way, let's just begin. We begin with Deku walking up the hill to get to the main building of Chu Academy. He can see Kieran outside, greeting the students who coming up inside. Most likely other kids from upperclassmen as well, who's going in there. As Deku walks over to the building and looks around, in a little awe at the sight of the surroundings of the mountain around them, until he's cut from his own world to reality when Kieran spoke to him. Good morning, Midoriya. Huh? Oh. Good morning, sir. Please, call me Kieran. No need for the title, Mister. Oh, right, Kieran. Sis, how have you today, sir? Have a good day, sir. Hope you have a good day, sir. Deku runs inside. So cheerful. We now cut to Deku, who's walking into class, but only seeing a few. Miu, Kumo, Yuki, and Clyde. I know we only have 10 people in our class. So, but I think they would be more here by now. Hey, Midoriya! No, morning, Miu, everyone. Hey, do you guys know where everyone else is? It's pretty early in the morning, so they're still making their way up, probably. I, did see Kane, but he might be doing something else. He's probably at the archery range. Archery range? Yeah, we do if we have one if you want to check it out, you know. It's in the school's guidebooks. It has a bunch of activities for students to do on their pastime. Oh, okay, that sounds cool. Yeah, there's also a hot spring nearby, too. Oh god, I want to go in it, but it's only a reward for those who scored in a task or an exam, etc. Really? Yeah, that's how Mr. Knuckle Duster does things. You do good, you get a good reward. You do bad, you get punishment. Yeah, I remember going there after a full week of training under him. So, I am curious, how did you meet Knuckle Duster anyways? That's a bit of a long story. Okay, Mr. Dick. How about you, Kumo? So, what's your story with yours and Kane's story? I met Kieran when I was 10. We met at a park where, admittedly, I was staring it because I've never seen a quirk like mine before. He noticed and struck up a conversation with me, and we talked about our quirks. And well, me wanting to be a hero, he offered to train me, and after talking with him, my parents, they agreed, and as for Kane, I'm not really sure. He said he's a runaway, but he simply didn't just run away from home. He ran away from his home country, Australia. That's pretty far to just run away. Yeah, Kieran is still trying to figure out how he got here since he was found at age 5. Oh, that's crazy. I know. So, Kieran has a theory that he's a stowaway on a ship and survived on eating rats. Jesus, that sounds disgusting and awful to think about. Yeah, but then there is my theory on how he got here. Oh, how did you think he got here? That king got a bunch of blood, and with the strength, speed, and stamina he gained from it, swam all the way to Japan. That's crazy. Is it? I mean, there's a man with a quirk where first pop up who had a stamina quirk, and because of it, he was able to swim from America to England. So, with it does sound far fetched, I believe it would be in the realm of possibility here. Granted, I wouldn't need to make the theories if he's just told us already. Maybe it's because it's personal to him. He'll tell us whenever he's ready to do so. I don't know, but I've known him for over 5 years at this point. He said himself we're like family, so it does hurt to know he won't tell us after all this time. He still won't open up. But let's just switch the topic. Yeah, like, what do you guys think we'll be doing in heroics training today? Imagine Knuckle Duster would just throw us headfirst into combat. That doesn't sound much fun. It depends on your point of view, I guess. So, POV, you're fighting a blood-filled and bloodlust cane. That isn't fun, no matter whose point of view. Well, it. So, well, it. What about someone else like you or and Midoriya here? What? Maybe. Oh no. Miyu pats Deku's shoulder. Hey, it's okay, Zuko. I'll probably help you if things get rough. If it isn't 1-on-1, that doesn't really help me. Don't worry, Midoriya. I'm sure I'm in the same boat. Thanks, I guess. Oi, what are you ladies talking about? The group turns and saw Kane sitting in his seat. How long have you been there? Just got here. Why? I don't know. It seems like you sneaked in somehow without anyone noticing. Well, it's pretty easy when you all talking about beating up Midoriya. So, we're talking about heroes training, actually. Uh-huh. Anyways, if it is a fight training, I'm going to have a blast. We all know Kane. Oh, I can see it now. Grabbing all of you and tossing you all around like little toys. Oh, and the blood. All the blood. And I'm getting worked up just thinking about all the fun we would have. Everyone notices the white in Kane's eyes slowly turning black and orange in color. Easy there, Gump Kane. Don't want to go blood hungry that early. Kane's eyes turn back to normal as he calms down. Huh? Oh, right, sorry. It's fine. Deku and immediately almost everyone else leans in. What does that... So, does that happen a lot? More often than you think. Alright. Suddenly, the bell rings as the last 4 students walks in, taking their seats. And everyone gets ready as Knuckle Duster walks in, standing in front of the podium. Morning, everyone. Now, until this afternoon, everything will be normal schoolwork. And this afternoon, you will do heroics training. Am I understood? Yes, sir. Good. Now, Karen will start you all off in Japanese writing and reading. Everyone hears sounds of hooves hitting the hardwood floor as Karen walks in. Alright, everyone, I hope you had a good morning. Now, let's jump right into things. Just about everyone grabs their notebooks and starts to take notes on first period. Second period with mathematics with backdraft. Third period was lunch. All the students either had brought their own lunch or eat whatever the cafeteria had cooked up. But now it was time for fourth period, heroics. As we cut to the class, all waiting as they were wondering. Kane was banging his head on a textbook. Math. It's always math. God damn it. Who put letters in math? So, kill me. Kumo also had her head on her desk. Wow, you two really don't like math, huh? Numbers. They're evil. You guys do know math is over, right? We know, but we got lost at the start of the lesson and try to catch up. If you guys want, I can help you. I'm pretty good at math, even the letter ones. That would be appreciated. Why? Kane throws his notebook, says, eventually looking towards Kane. What? You all wanted to end up like that book? Because if you do, keep looking at me like that. Everyone has their eyes forward as they look away from Kane. Kane continued to breathe heavily as he was clearly getting angry, until he sat back down and violently pulled out a drinking bottle out of his bag, taking a large sip, and slowly calms down. Only Yuki and Deku saw red drip down Kane's chin as he quickly wiped it away. What's that? Deku's train of thought was suddenly cut off as the door slid open as a figure walked in. So one was expecting who to walk in though. Ha ha! I am here, walking in like a hero! A vast majority of the students yelled out in shock, All Might. Ha ha ha! Yes, it is I, All Might, here to teach you in heroics. Most of the class was in shock, as they didn't say anything, until Mew spoke up. Wait, why? Aren't you busy being the number one hero? Why are you here teaching us? Both Deku and All Might flinched at this a little. Haha, well, you see, he owes me a favor. Everyone looks towards the doorway once again as they see Knuckle Duster and standing in the doorway. As Clyde pokes up in confusion. All Might owes you a favor, sir? Yep, he owes me a favor, and I told him to help teach me here. After all, who's better to teach you in heroics than the number one hero? The class starts to talk amongst themselves, getting all excited, until Knuckle Duster gets their attention. Oi! Says. Everyone quickly shuts up as they look at Knuckle Duster. Alright, good now. You all finished? Follow me. We quickly cut to outside in the forest clearing, where everyone was standing at wait for Knuckle Duster. Alright, now. We're here. You want to start the explanation? Oh, right. Me and Knuckle Duster here will be training you all in heroics today. but not just any old heroics. All Might grabs a card behind him as he brandishes it. It's battle training. Kane's eyes immediately lights up in happiness and excitement. Oh, this is going to be fun. Oh no. Now, some of you do have your own hero costumes, so for those who has them, get changed. But for those who doesn't, then meet us nearby the school forest entrance, on the east side of the school. Everyone nods as a few go, however only a few really change. And by change, it was more accurate to their uniforms. Deku tried out his costume, but the cold mountain air and with his homemade costume didn't really keep him warm. He realized he might need to just stick with what he has. However, he did keep the green hoodie out and mask. As for Clyde, he had metal pieces of armor onto the school uniform. And as for Kumo, well, she has some long black gloves with spiderweb patterns on them. So guys, laying down for a moment. As we cut to the meeting location where everyone was at, Kumo saw the hood Deku was sporting. Huh? I'm sorry, but what's with the hood? Huh? What about it? Miu continued to hold back her laughter as Kane walked past. The bright green doesn't really go well with your black and gold uniform, so it makes you look like a little ridiculous. But a way you can fix that is darker green. Oh, and a better jar piece. The mask, I recommend more jagged design. I don't know, but my suit isn't made for cold environments, so I had to wear my coat over it. Then fix it when you get a chance. The school might have a shit budget, but they made the uniforms to last. Hence why barely anyone is actually wearing traditional costumes. Deku looks around and he notices that Kane is right. Most of them isn't really wearing any heroic costume besides from Kane, a Clyde, who's wearing a modified version of the Shu Academy and uniform, and Kumo, who's for the most part is just wearing long black gloves. The rest of her outfit is underneath the trench coat as well, though. Anyways, my costume is literally just the uniform wrapped around my waist when I'm giant. So trust me, at least you get points for creativity. You might want to consider something similar to my sister, if anything. Oh, and I don't know about proper pants, perhaps. The loincloth covers it enough. So, no concern to me. Kumo cringes as she arrives in the group. Ew, Kane, no one wants to think about that. Whatever, you say point is, I don't want to look like a rodeo clown while fighting a villain. You got a point there. But now, you look like a caveman. Or a troll. Well, it's this cave troll that will be kicking your asses, so pray to your gods for mercy. Did I say troll? I mean a well-respectable hero in the making. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ahem! Everyone, gather around, please. All Might stands there in his Silver Age costume, shivering a bit, however. All Might? Are you alright? You're shivering a bit. Huh? Oh, sorry. I'm not used to the cold weather here. God, it's freezing up here. Anyways, students. Normally, schools would have a fancy game of heroes versus villains for their first combat training, but we don't have access to those types of resources, so we're going to do a more simple and effective training. It says combat training. What would that be, sir? Knuckle Duster grins. I'm glad you asked, because now you're team captain, Midoriya. What? You heard me. Now get up here, Midoriya. Deku slowly and awkwardly scoots in the front next to Knuckle Duster. Now, who should be the other team captain? Ariel. Everyone looks over to a surprised-looking girl. Deku hasn't actually spoken to her yet. Like a few other students, Deku didn't even know her quirk. This could be troublesome. Ariel walks up next to Knuckle Duster, and she was a pretty girl with shoulder-length golden hair, had bright yellow eyes, and fair skin. You two will be team captains for this exercise. You both will take turns choosing your teammates. Once your teams are chosen, both teams will split off and head to the markers on the maps provided to the individual teams will only know of. So, Knuckle Duster pulls out a coin. Heads or tails, Ariel? Heads, sir. Alright, then that leaves Midoriya with tails. He flips the coin and catches it. Places it on top of her hand to reveal, and then to reveal it to be tails. Okay, Midoriya is the winner. Here. So you may pick your teammate first. Crap. Okay, I need to pick someone good at fighting. The best person for that is Kane. I pick Kane as my first team member. Kane grins as he walks to Deku and stands behind him. Damn it. That's basically the heaviest hitter anyone could want. Okay. I have to be extremely strategic with my choices. I choose Clyde. Clyde walks over to Ariel and stands behind her. Okay, this might be a challenge, but who do I choose next? Deku looks at the rows of students till Miu catches sight. I choose Miu. Alright. So, Kumo. Kumo walks over to the Ariel's team and thinks to herself, I see what you're trying to do. I'm not sure if it will work, but it's better than no plan, I suppose. Yuki. Okay. Yuki scoots over to Deku's side and stood next to Kane. Ariel now thinks about her next choice, and she knows who to pick next. Omar. So, Deku hasn't fully known Omar yet, but Deku did know his quirk revolves around those bandages. Omar walks over to Ariel's side and stood next to her like a statue. Deku looks over to the rest of the class and not sure who to pick next. But at the last two, the options, he bites the bullet and points at Nako. Sorry, I don't know your name. It's Nako. Oh yeah, you're the one who cheated on the test to get up the mountain. Yeah, I did. So what? Well, if you can't even walk up a mountain, I'm having doubts you will be much better to help in a fight. Whatever. And that leaves you, young KO. So, Kayoko was a short girl with long black hair and green eyes, and fair skin as well. She nods and walks over to the Ariel's group. Well, now we have our team, and here's your maps. All Might hands the map to Deku, while Knuckle Duster hands the map to Ariel, having their marked locations on it. Go to the starting point location, and when we give the signal, begin the fight. And remember, the way to eliminate an individual is by placing capture tape around them. So, right. So, both teams goes off on their own ways as we cut to Deku and they on the other team side of the forest with Team A. Okay, so do anyone have any plans? Kane steps up before everyone. Everyone, I want you to hold out your hands. Everyone looks at one another and shrugs. Almost everyone does so except for Nako. Kane held out his own hand and a bit of blood came out from his skin and crystallized into his sword. Kane then quickly cuts everyone's hand as it flowed into the sword, making it grow larger along with Kane as well. Whoa, okay, now what? Kane reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out a binocular. One of you use these and come with me. Okay, I guess I'll go. Kane gives the binocular to Deku's and then grabbed him by the back of his collar to jump away, leaving the group behind. As we cut to Deku and Kane landing on a large tree, Kane gently places Deku down on a branch. Alright, this should be good. Give you a good vantage point. Can you see the other team? Sure, let me look. Deku looks through the binoculars for a few seconds to spot Ariel's group in the clearing, talking. Do you see them? Yeah, I do. They're in a clearing all there with each other. Good. Deku looks up from the binoculars to see the crystallized blood sword in Kane's hand slowly turning normal blood, until it crystallized again into a new shape, a longbow. Oh, I thought it was staying as a sword. Many people think that, so the name misleads them. But the fact is I can change the shape of a weapon whatever I want. A spear, a sword, a shield, a more powerful weapon I can make. A bow. More blood comes from Kane's hand as he slowly shrinks, but as arrows crystallize. So it's onto Kane's bow. Deku immediately could feel an immense amount of power and pressure coming from the tips of the arrows until Kane lets go of the bowstring. And a giant shockwave was released. So Deku almost fell off the tree, but was able to catch himself. As we cut to Ariel's group, where they hear a boom in the distance. Ariel looks in the sky and confused. Huh? What was that? Boom. I think it might have been a military jet or something. Kumo was quiet until her eyes widened. Everyone get out of the way! Kumo quickly spun webs and grabbed everyone, pulling them away as a red arrow suddenly came from the sky and hits the ground, letting off a gigantic explosion of dust and debris kicking up. After a few seconds, everything had settled down, leaving a giant crater in the ground. Kuma slowly stood up and saw the damage. Ugh, Kane, you douchebag! Is everyone okay? I think so. Thanks. No problem. Omar slowly got up and pulls the webs off him. What was that? That was Kane. So, seems he's going all out at once then, huh? Yeah. Hold on. How was that Kane? I thought his quirk was making a sword. I know, it's a trick of the name. He will constantly use a sword to throw anyone off guard. He can actually use any weapon. He can use them just as good as a sword, but his powerful weapon is a bow and arrow. And why isn't that the most powerful? His other weapons result around drawing in blood and power. The bow is the opposite, releasing all the power into a single point. So, and when it hits something, this is the result. Safe to say he was going for the kill in a manner of speaking. Yeah, he wants to get as many of us out as fast as possible, and then enjoy the rewards after. Well, we're not gonna let that happen. Yeah, Suddenly, the group hears another sonic boom as Kuma once again grabs everyone with the webs and yanks them out of the way, along with her, into the crater of the first arrow landed to create yet another arrow, a gigantic explosion near where they were at. Come on, everyone, I'll cover our escape. Ariel stuck her hand out that disappeared into a wormhole. She pulls it back out and grabs a couple smoke bombs and tosses them. Where the hell did you get those? From my quirk, Pocket Dimension. I'll explain more later. Everyone flees into the tree lines as smoke covers their escape. As we cut back to Deku and Kane. I can't see anymore. It's fine. I probably only had 3 more shots in me anyways. Alright, so now what? Now? You go back. And I'll have my fun. What? But shouldn't we stick together? Nah. So, I got this. So, the only powerhouse is Clyde, and from what I can tell, I know how strong Kumo is, so I can take 2 birds up with 1 stone. Kane holds out the bow and shifts into a rugged sword. And this is the stone. Kane then picks Deku up by the back of his coat and jumps down again. As we cut to Deku's group, who was standing around waiting for Kane and Deku to get back, until Kane lands before them with Deku. Mew steps up to them. Okay, good, you're back. What were you doing? What was that big boom? My quirk, I forced the enemies into the forest, so now hopefully they won't have too much time to strategize. Okay, now everyone hold out your hands. I'll top up my power before I deal with them. Oh, and that means you too, Nako. Everyone else has to pitch in, and it's only fair. Fine. Nako walks up and stood with the group, holding out their hands as Kane quickly cuts them and grew even larger. The whites in his eyes turned to a black with glowing orange. Ah, that's the stuff. So, all you do, whatever you want. I'm there to have my fun. Alright, Kane. Kane suddenly jumps off to the forest as everyone else hears laughter in the air through the forest. Right, so strategies? We have any ideas? You got me. No? Nako rolls his eyes as he spoke up. How about we just hide and wait for the troll to go and do his thing? Then we will clean up who's left. Well, it's not a bad idea. Although I hate that it came from you. And our only plan too, might I add. I think the other team are going to be busy with the troll. To focus on what we're doing. Besides, if we're lucky, he will deal with them all anyways. Alright, I don't like it, but we got no other choice. We cut to Arrow's team as they were running through the forest, until eventually stopping to take a breath. God damn it, Kane, you ass. Alright, we're safe. Now, How did you pull smoke bombs out of thin air? Ariel slowly gathers himself up and stands up. It's my quirk, pocket dimension. Just imagine it like a giant vault where I can store a plethora of random stuff. And when I need something, I can reach into it and pull it out. I have a bunch of things from toothbrushes all the way from handguns. Handguns? Yep, my dad's a police officer and taught me how to shoot some of them. He gives me a couple of them in case. Kumo, how strong is Kane's healing? He can regenerate entire limbs. As long as he has blood, right? Basically, he converts all the blood and power he has stored up and converts into regeneration. Good to know. Ariel, may I have one of the handguns? I'll give it back later. Ariel pulls out one of the handguns out of thin air and gives it to Clyde. Here you go. Don't try not to break it. Oh, don't worry, I won't. Clyde uses his quirk on the gun, covering in black smoke and red grids. Wait, do you even know how to use one of those? Well, not fully. I have shot a few before in America, so I have the basics. Right. We need a better plan. You only have one clip of ammo. You're really only a novice and the target might not even be hindered by the bullets. What do you have in mind then? Well, I picked Kumo along with Omar for this capture capabilities, and you were the next best pick after Kane. But I have a question. Can you reinforce Kumo's web? Yeah, I can. Thus, I tested it out on the web's coop. Well, let me keep. Okay, then this could lead us to a good outcome. In Koyama, I'm sorry we haven't fully concluded you in yet, but can you please tell us a little about yourself? Sure. My quirk is obsidian. My skin turns into the material I touch. Absorption. I see. Can you touch the gun Clyde is holding? Sir. Kayoka nods, and as she walks up to Clyde and touches the gun, her skin becomes pitch black with red circuits all over her body. Perfect. I see. You have her to absorb the material of the gun to also get the reinforcement my quirk gives. Yes. The group suddenly hears laughter in the distance and sounds of trees being crushed and broken. Clyde, Kumo, Kayoka, can you deal with Kane? By the sounds of it, he's getting closer and closer by the second. Sure, we can deal with him, but what about you and Omar? So, we will retreat for right now. So, we'll be back up if anything goes wrong. Right. Ariel and Omar quickly runs away as Kane's laughter echoes through the tree. Kumo quickly shoots out webs all around the trio to act as a trigger when Kane might be here. After a few seconds, a string from the north twitches in the south, then the west, and suddenly other webs starts to around them. But Clyde suddenly heard something and looks up. His eyes widen as he tackles Kumo out of the way. Suddenly, a full tree came flying down from the sky and hits the ground. To everyone's shock, the tree was stuck in the ground like a javelin. Jesus, don't tell me he used that as a freaking javelin. The group suddenly hears laughter as it gets louder, and Kane came down from the sky and uses a sword to cut down the tree in half as he fell. Kane then kicks up half the tree at Kumo and Clyde. Kumo quickly spun webs and catches the tree in midair just before it could land on Clyde and her. Damn it! I forgot how good you were with spinning webs. Jesus, Kane, are you trying to kill us? Of course not. If I was, then I would have cut. Oh, this wouldn't be half as much fun. Kane looks around him. Kumo and Clyde were in front of him, and Kyoka was to his left, on guard. And the tree were darted around all around them. Well, how about that? I take out this one first. Kane suddenly blitz over to Kyoka, and before she could react, Kane was in front of her and sidekicks her to a tree. She was. What's that? Okay, one down. This isn't as. Suddenly, Kane heard a small grunt as he looks over to Kyoka, who pulls herself out of the tree and back on her feet. Maybe this will be more fun than I thought. Hey, Kane. Huh? Clyde has the gun out and fires at Kane. Kane doesn't even try to dodge a bullet, and when it hits Kane's shoulder, to Kane's surprise, the bullet blew a chunk of his flesh off. Well, that's unexpected. That pea shooter actually did damage. I guess your quirk isn't just limited to melee things. So, it did damage, but he didn't even flinch. Is he really that confident? Blood suddenly comes out from Kane's sword and went up to his shoulder, so refilling the missing chunk of his shoulder. Okay, I'm done entertaining you now. Kane suddenly blitzed over to Clyde and threw a punch. However, Clyde was barely able to dodge and roll out of the way, and Kane then swung his sword at Clyde and about to hit him until the sword was stopped by a bunch of webs getting caught up in it. Clyde uses this moment to unload the clip into Kane's gut, as Kane grunts in pain as he tries to grab Clyde, but again was caught by Kumo's webs. Clyde rolls away from Kane and ran next to Kumo, who was trying to hold Kane with her webs. However, Kane broke free and stood up straight and started to regenerate his wounds, and notably got smaller result. Good job, you were able to weaken him. Yeah, but now we need to trap him. I might have an idea on how. I'm all ears, but you might not want to talk strategy when your opponent's right behind you. Kumo said Clyde's eyes widen quick and turns around quickly to see Kane behind him. Kane throws a kick and Clyde quickly touches himself as his clothes and armor are reinforced. Kane then kicks Clyde, who lands into Kumo, then sends flying at a tree. Kumo is barely able to spin a few webs to break their landing, but they still hit the tree with enough force that both Kumo and Clyde are winded. So, you plan to trap me, huh? That's pretty lame. I thought we could have a slugfest and call it a day. I mean, that's basically my fighting style in a nutshell, and I hate strategies and talking while I'm trying to have fun. Clyde spits out some blood onto the ground and turns to Kumo. You okay? Something is broken, that's for sure, but other than that, yeah, I'm fine. Good, because I think I might have to push the limits of where I'm comfortable with my quirk in order to win this fight. Alright. Ken suddenly starts to walk until he felt a sharp pain in his back. He turns around to see what it was. He saw a Kyoka who had stabbed both hands into his back. I forgot about you. Kane tries to reach to his back to grab Kyoka, however, she just kept moving and stabbing him all over and over. Kane starts to get annoyed as he jumps up high in the air to deal with Kyoka, leaving Clyde and Kuma alone. Holy shit! Okay, Kyoka brought us some time. We need. So, what do you have planned? We need to trap him in some webs. I'll use my quirk to strengthen them. That way he can't escape. But I might need to buy you the time. And I might need to let loose my quirk some. Let loose on your quirk? Yeah, it's something I fight a lot. I can have great strength, speed, and reflexes. And still take over stuff. Make it stronger, but with it I might go a little well, crazy. I see. So now we cut to Kyoka, who was thrown from the sky and through a tree, slamming onto the ground, making a small crater. After a few seconds, she slowly gets up, holding her ribs, as Kane lands a couple of meters from her. Not gonna lie, girlie, you got some guts. Kyoka, was it? Yeah. Shit, that hurt. Yeah, that stuff Clyde makes sure is worth its salt. I'll give it that. So let me guess, this is some type of distraction to lure me away while the others set up a trap? Yeah. Why would you fall for it if you know what was going on? Look, all I want to do is enjoy the battle at its fullest. I don't care about this exam. I just want to have to rush a battle. I don't get to do that often, and I'm starving. So I'm saving every last second of it. I get it. Still, this is crazy. Maybe. So, some say I'm crazy. Then, crazy. It's something many people have told me I am. But if I am being honest, I like it that way. Because that's just my nature. And it's foolish to fight with you are. Kane walks over to Kyoka and grabs her by her throat, lifting her off the ground and then pulling a piece of capture tape to her chest. A voice over a loudspeaker comes out over the forest. Kyoka has been eliminated. So Kane then drops Kyoka onto her feet. There you go. You have the balls. I'll give you that. I respect your determination to withstand so much punishment for a trap that might not even work. That's because we weren't done setting it up. Huh? Kane turns around to see Clyde with smoke coming off his body and bright red circuits covering his body. That's a new look. You wanted a fight, right? Well, I'm right here. Clyde pulls out a nightstick and let it extend out. It too also have a glow to it. Kane grins as he blitzes over to Clyde again. However, as Kane tries to grab Clyde, a web quickly catches Kane's hand, stomping him. Clyde then uses the nightstick to hit Kane in the gut, making Kane slide a few meters back. Clyde then rushes at Kane, roaring in anger as he starts to swing the nightstick, Kane blocks the attacks with his sword, but noticeably Clyde was actually hitting the sword with enough force to make Kane actually need to grip it tighter. Clyde continues his assault, but Kane threw a kick and kicked Clyde in the side, sending him into a tree. But Clyde didn't stop as he ran right back at Kane. Oh, I see how it is. The sword in Kane's hand suddenly turns into a spear as he tries to stab Clyde, but a web came from out of nowhere, grabbing the tip of the spear and pulling it away from Clyde. As Clyde then ran into the spear and jumps up on it, throwing a kick that was able to land and hit Kane's jaw. You called this a fight? Sus, I had better fights back in Brooklyn. But as Clyde was falling back to the ground, Kane threw a punch and punched Clyde back and slamming him onto the ground. Kane then grabs Clyde by the back of the head and lifts him off of the ground, starting to slam him over and over again onto the ground. Oh yes, this is fun! Kane then runs with Clyde and has slammed him through a tree, then tossed him into another tree. Clyde slowly slips down and leans up against the tree, coughing up more blood. Not gonna lie, at first I was holding back a little. I didn't know if you were able to actually handle me, going all out. But you survived this long. Granted, it was with Kumo's help. Speaking of which, Kane suddenly ran at a tree and tackled it, causing Kumo to quickly jump off it and land on the ground. There you are. Not gonna lie, you guys really are getting me worked up. A rock suddenly hits Kane on the head, as it caused him to bleed a little, but it wasn't anything to concern him, as he turns to see who threw the rock to see Clyde breathing heavily. I love the resolve, but Kumo suddenly pulls his arm back as hundreds, if not thousands, of red threads all came out once, wrapping at Kane's limbs. Clyde quickly then ran onto a web, grabbing a line, reinforcing it as all the webs turned black and red. You think this could hold me back? Yes, actually. I put enough effort into these webs to the point they are strong as steel cables. Add in the fact that light is reinforcing them to use so much power and regeneration, you can possibly break free. Kane starts to roll out as he pulls hard as he can and tries to move. Kumo only stood there with a smug look until she saw a web thread snap. Kumo instantly ran to Kane and pulled the capture tape onto his chest as the PA system came on again. Kane has been eliminated. So, that leaves 4 on each side now. Kane stops struggling as he slums over. You shit yourself in that moment, didn't you? No. Close, actually. Oh well, I did enough damage. Once the adrenaline wears off, you both going to be in one hell of a pain. Maybe. But I'll keep moving forward till then. So, you're a parasitic bastard. I'll give you that. You're a persistent bastard, I'll give you that. But you probably have multiple broken limbs and ribs, along with concussion on top of that. You can't even beat Yuki in the fight in this state. Shut up. Clyde's eyes suddenly glows brighter as more smoke comes off him. So this is your quirk at its fullest, huh? Clyde grunts as he walks off. Despite that stick-up the ass attitude, him and I are basically the same. Only I'm honest about myself. Isn't that right, Kumo? Yeah. I'll see you later, Kane. See you later. Kumo follows Clyde, leaving Kane behind. So, can you help me up? I'm pretty sure I'm beaten up. Let me get out of these webs first that I can. We cut to Deku Group as they heard the PA system. So the troll was captured. I guess he's just all talk then. Or he could have fought all of them and the teams that got overwhelmed him. That seems like the most likely answer. He did eliminate the students, or probably got them exhausted. So should we advance now? Maybe. Mew, can you shrink and scout ahead? Sure thing. Mew shrunk down and disappeared as we cut to Ariel, Omar, as they meet up with Clyde and Kumo. Damn, you looks like Kane didn't go down without a fight, huh? Yeah. He's one tough son of a bitch, I'll give him that. Clyde keeps moving forward as his quirk is still active. So, is Clyde alright? Not really. He's running on adrenaline in his quirk. So he's trying to get to the next fight as fast as possible. Alright, I guess we should get going fast before he falls over and faints. Then who knows who... You might have to carry him or drag him with your webs, Kumo. Can we... I'd rather not do that. Kumo and Omar follows Clyde as Ariel was following behind. She felt a giant force, but hit her in the side, sending her flying down the hill. And as Ariel tries to get up, she felt something hit her and sending her flying into the tree. Huh? Who's there? What is this? Invisibility quirk, or maybe. Suddenly, Mew grew to normal size in front of Ariel. Hello there. Mew, should have known. Yeah, but anyways, I was just sent to scout, but then I saw you lagging behind, and with you clearly being the brains of your team, I might as well use the opportunity to beat you and get you out of the game. Smart, but foolish too. Ariel pulls out a smoke bomb and throws it to cover the area. Mew quickly shrunk down and couldn't help but smile. And it's foolish to think the smoke will stop me from finding you? Because with the natural wind and the smoke always rises, I'm in the golden zone to see your feet. Mew looks around to see Ariel's feet running north as Mew jumps towards the smoke and saw Ariel make a beeline away from the area. As Ariel was running, she was suddenly hit in the back. It falls to the floor as Mew grew to normal size, pinning Ariel to the ground. Sorry, but a little smoke isn't going to stop me. It's not supposed to stop you. Huh? A tree explodes into chunks as Clyde stands there, seeing Mew. Mew! Yeah, I'm not dealing with that. Mew quickly shrunk down as She nearly avoids a swing from Clyde's nightstick. Miu quickly pulled Ariel up off the ground after growing back and held her hostage. Miu starts to think about her options, but decides not to try and fight Clyde as she had a very good feeling that it isn't working. So Miu pulled out a capture tape and put it on her Ariel's back, and pushed her at Clyde, who then quickly shrinking down and got away. Ariel is eliminated. I'm sorry for failing. Clyde just turns away and walks as Kumo and Omar arrives. Damn it, we were late. We're sorry, we didn't come back in time. It's fine. Honestly, I didn't think you guys could have helped. Miu's quirk made her basically impossible for her to catch anyways. Not impossible, just hard. Yeah, I could have shot out a wide web to cover the area. Maybe. I'll leave the rest into your guys' hands. Don't worry, we'll avenge you. And to get that hot spring. Okay. Come on, Kumo. Clyde is already heading off. Right. We now cut back to Deku's group as Miu turned back to normal size in front of everyone. Good news. Ariel is out. That's great. Yeah, but now we have to deal with the 3 people. Clyde, who gotten completely mad by the looks of it, and Kumo and Omar. Mad? Why? Not sure, but his quirk is all over his body, and he's roaring and screaming like a madman. He probably used his quirk on Kane while fighting him. Must be some downside of his quirk. He uses on himself. If he was able to beat Kane like this, then this is bad. Yeah, but by the looks of it, Kane did his work since Clyde is limping and looks like he was ready to collapse at any moment. So he's definitely injured. Yet, you ran from him? Just because he's injured doesn't mean he isn't dangerous. He still punched down a tree and exploded. Whatever. If that's the case, we're screwed. I might as well just go out there with my hands up and surrender. And if you guys are smart, then you do the same, or get beaten up. What? Everyone looks at Yuki in surprise. This is the first time she yelled before. Sorry, I didn't want to get hit by a friend, especially if it's Kane or Clyde. And you won't. I'll face Clyde, but my quirk is only a one-time use for this deal. But if Clyde is already injured, as Miu said, I should be able to hopefully pull this off and get him down for good. And what about Spider and Mummy? I can take down Omar, but I don't think his bandages can get me. And I think I can distract Kuma for a while with a little help. The tree looks at Nako, waiting as he looks at the 3. What? I already gave some blood to that troll. Yeah? All of us did. We need your help if we want to win this. Fine, but you all owe me a favor. Owe you for simply helping your teammates? How big of a selfish ass can you be? I didn't even want to be in part of this exercise, so I don't even have any stakes in this. But you all do. Well, nice to see you have a backbone when Kane isn't around. Alright, how about help us out, and we owe you one favor. With it, not all of us owe you one favor. One for the group. And if not I'll tell Kane about how you're not gonna hide like a coward. You sabotaged the team. I'm sure he wouldn't be very fond of that. Who cares? But I'll help Yuki for now. Good. And for the favor, better not be anything disgusting if you know what's good for you. Can't promise anything. Nako smirks as he walks away. You don't have to do it, right? Don't worry, if the favor is anything diabolical, I'm sure I can get Kane. We'll sort him out. Or maybe I'll do it myself. Well, in any case, we have a plan. Let's go. They all go to find who they were after. As we cut to the other team, Clyde, who was limping ahead as Omar and Kuma followed. The other team must be hiding or setting up an ambush. Kuma was about to make a rebuttal, but she felt a large pain hit her side. Ah, damn it! Are you alright? Not really. My entire left body is killing me. You took more damage than you realize. Yeah, Kane was right. Once the adrenaline wears off, I'm in a world of hurt. Clyde keeps limping as his quirk's still active, keeping him moving forward the best he can. As Omar turns to Clyde. Clyde, I really think. But Omar was suddenly cut off by his getting hit by something, flying him into a tree. Shit, it's Mew! Kumo tries to spin in a web, but snow burst suddenly blasted her and her web's frozen. However, Kuma was shaken off the snow and sees a very scared and nervous Yuki. Sorry, Kumo. Nah, it's all good, Yuki. But thanks for the win. Kumo shoots all out webs but the webs was redirected to a different direction, as it was Nako using his quirk. Yeah, that's why they send me to babysit her. Although, with that butt of hers, she could literally start on a baby. Huh? You really have no shame? Clyde, who was a little far away from the group, heard the commotion and turns and saw Omar getting beat up by Mew, who was shrunken down, and saw Yuki and Nako fighting Kumo. But before Clyde could join in, a pebble hit him in the back of his head. He slowly turns around and saw Deku standing there a few meters away, nervous and scared, of course. Hey, mind if you and me have a friendly sparring match? Midoriya! Sir. Midoriya. Sir. Clyde hobbles over to Deku fast and ready to fight him. Deku holds his hand out and breathes. Okay. Just thinks of like Kane's arrow. All the power in a single point can copy the concept and make it like one for all. 100% power into one fingertip. Deku charges one for all into his index finger, flicks it, as a gigantic air pressure hits Clyde directly, there forcing Clyde back into a tree. With all the injuries he succumbed from Kane and this brutal air pressure was too much for Clyde's body. As on impact on the tree, he was knocked out as his quirk deactivates. Meanwhile, with everyone else, they were shocked. They didn't even suspect an attack from Deku like that. And now with Clyde down, it says Kuma and Omar were left. Kuma tried to continue, but the pain in her whole body, and both Nako and Yuki's quirk shutting down her webs, she couldn't keep going. As Nako ran up and to Kuma and slapped her with capture tape on her spider half, eliminating her. Omar couldn't keep up with Mew's constant barrage of hitting, as he succumbs to a head punch, knocking him out and getting Team Midoriya the win. As Mew ran over, as the PA announced the winners of the team Midoriya to win. As Mew ran over to Deku. Hey, we did it! Yeah, Deku holds his hand in pain as Mew sees the bruising and injury says he has on his hand. Wow, that really doesn't look good. I guess your whole body really can't handle all that power, huh? No, it can't, but it was the only thing I could think of at the time. And if it wasn't for Kane earlier, I don't think we would have won. Well, maybe, but let's not linger on what ifs and actually accept what we have. Yeah, I must say, that was quite impressive. Everyone turns around to see Kieran walking towards them. Kieran, what are you doing here? I was a secret enforcer to make sure the rules were followed and nothing got out of hand. I was honestly about to intervene multiple times, but I had faith in all of you. And my other job is to get those injured to walk back to the office. So, like young Clyde over there. Clyde is currently unconscious from all of his injuries, as Deku's cringe. Yeah, sorry. It's no problem. Honestly, he probably should have passed out a while ago. Now then, all those who can make it back to the meeting point, go. I'll deal with the injured. Everyone except Clyde got up and left. As we cut to the clearing in the forest, we saw All Might and Knuckle Duster, along with Ariel, Kyoka, and a very cheerful Kane. I knew you guys could win. Now pay up. Ariel sighs and she pulls out $50 and gives it to Kane. Pleasure doing business with you. Ahem. Great work, everyone. I am proud to see you all have it in you to win. Even if you weren't willing at the start. Anyways, the winners' rewards are is at least a 2-hour soaking spa. Yes! I really wanted to try it out. Don't worry, you'll get your chance. And for those who are injured, head over to the nurse's office. Oh, and Kane? You don't get the soak. What? Why the hell not? You got eliminated. For those who did, who have got eliminated, even on a winning team, doesn't get it. This is bullshit. Quit your complaining. Now, everyone dismiss. We now cut to Deku, Kumo, and Miu, who were heading to the nurse's office. Everyone was quiet until Kuma spoke up. So, Miu, what injuries do you have? Oh, none. I just wanted to check the nurse's office out. Also, hang out with Izuku for a while. Oh, you don't have to. I'm sure Kumo and Clyde... Well, actually, Kumo is the only person there, so... Yeah, good idea. Yeah, and Yuki and Kane are currently hanging out, so I'm on my own. And this is probably the best choice. Okay. Kumo opens up the door to the nurse's office, and what they see was a dark room with the light coming in front of the hallway. It illuminates the tools, not medical equipment, actual tools, along with other objects that was used in the medieval times torture rooms. I think we were in the wrong room. Nope, you're in the nurse's office. The trio turns around to the voice as they see Miss Vitch behind them. So, Miss Vitch is a beautiful woman with shoulder-length black hair and ruby red eyes. This was the same woman they saw on the first day of the school, who was with Knuckle Duster. Hello, sweeties. Are you here to see me? Yeah, my entire left body is aching, and I think something is broken. And Midoriya here just broke a finger. Miyu isn't injured, and we're all she just want to hang out with us. Oh, how sweet. True friendship right there. Now come on, I'll help you all out. The trio walks in reluctantly, but they also see an unconscious Clyde on the table. Now, by Kieran's order, I'm required to inform you how my healing quirk works. I can heal any damage, well, except for missing limbs. That's unfortunately out of my ballpark. But things like broken bone, shattered bone, etc. Easy. However, to activate this healing thing, I need to cause pain. What? My quirk is called reverse damage, and to heal people, I need to cause them pain. That's so interesting. Please tell me more. Deku had his notebook and pen out, and both Miyu and Kuma was one. That probably shouldn't be your reaction to this news, Izuku. Oh, certainly. You see, it's all focused on the nervous system. So if people can feel pain, then my quirk would work. But anyways, Miss Vish then hits Deku's hand with a wooden stick. Deku drops his notebook and pen and held his hand in pain until a sudden relief was felt as he looked at his hand and saw it was completely healed. Good as new. There we go. Now normally I would like to give you some time with sugar, but that wound wasn't bad enough to warrant my favorite tool. Thank you, Miss Vitch. No problem. But as for you, Kumo, Miss Vitch pulled out a handheld whip and grins, ear to ear. Your injuries are definitely worthy with my favorite tool, sugar. Kumo backs up nervously as Miss Vitch kept walking towards Kumo. So, from the outside perspective, all you could hear was whip crapping and screams from Kumo. As we cut to a few minutes later, the trio walks out of the room, horrified expressions on their face. Kumo, let's never get injured again. Agreed. But Clyde is still in. They're with her. It is a noble sacrifice he's doing. And that's how I got away with stealing an old man's trash can. I'm sorry, how did all this start with a missing cat? The trio looks right and saw Kane and Yuki walking towards them. Oh, Kane! Yuki! Oh, there you are. By the looks of it, you guys just finished your appointment with Miss Vitch. Don't remind me of that monster. Let me guess, she used sugar on you. I said don't remind me, Kane. You seem to be familiar with Miss Vitch. Have you met her before? Oh yeah, when I was 7, I suffered from a lung infection. Kieran took me and asked Miss Vitch to help me. Needless to say, I hate nurses ever since. And you could have warned us? And ruined the surprise? Kumo shot a web in Kane's eyes. Oh, come on, grow up. Kane rips off the webs off his face and sighs. Anyways, Clyde is gonna have a gay old time with Miss Vitch. And as Kane made the comment, Deku pokes up. Oh, yeah. Is Clyde gonna be alright? He was really injured and. You're. Wait. We. She's gonna beat the shit out of him. And don't worry, she can't do her quirk on him. Not because he's too injured. With the big injuries, she needs to start small and wait a little. So simple pinches and stuff like that to the. So we'll have to do. The human body can only take so much pain before it keels over. Oh, I see. Anyways, I'm glad I don't need to deal with her. Yeah, but still, what happens if you don't have any blood to use? Ahem. I'm in trouble then. Oh, good to know. Yeah. So what are you doing now? Knuckles just to say we can go home. Well, I guess soaking in the hot springs with. So first, Yuki, you want to come with? Sure. Great. You girls have fun. Sorry, Kumo. Hey, Kumo, how about you take my soak time? Is that even allowed? Probably not, but if Knuckles asks, and doesn't find out, there's no problem. And if he does, let's say Midoriya gave you his soak time. It's a nice last-ditch effort. And at least you won't go down with alone. Well, okay, Midoriya, thanks. No problem. Have fun, I guess. So, come on, girls. See you boys later. All the girls walks away. So, what do we do now? Well, I have thinking of some soak time myself, but of course, Knuckle Duster said I can't. That's bullshit. But I guess might as well go down to and get myself a nice, good old burger. You want to come with? Sure. Deku and Kane walks away down to downtown and go hang out and eat food. This would be the end of this part. I hope you guys enjoy, as well as enjoy all of this lovely artwork done by Super the artist. That's what I'm going to be nicknaming him as. And yeah, before you ask, we did not realize that we basically copied a Endeavor's sidekick when having Omar designed. That was actually just a neat little incident we didn't think about. But I hope you guys enjoy. Cyber out. Peace.